Hello everyone, Zelleranth here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to take a look at the upcoming support card banners that'll be dropping alongside the cheerleader event, and that's going to be the banners that includes Bamboo Memory, the SSR Guts, as well as Seeking the Pearl and SSR Speed. So like I do with all these support card banners, first we'll take a look at how their stats stick, as well as their skills, and whether or not you want to kind of pulver them relating to everything else that comes out around them. And so with that, first we'll take a look at Bamboo Memory, which is the SSR Guts. Now, Guts deck, I've seen a decent amount of people trying it out through Trackblazer. And Bamboo Memory is going to be a fairly good one for this as we take a look at it. Now, to me, it's definitely a borrow, and you're going to see the reason why here. Because the first thing is, at the top with its unique effect, the less energy you have, the more friendship bonus you'll gain. And so realistically, that is only going to be useful in Trackblazer, because in Trackblazer, we of course have the item that allows you to do a guaranteed training without having a failure. And so you could be at completely no energy and be able to still train with it, with those. And so that is the biggest value of that there. Now it increases the friendship, because the friendship bonus itself is only at 20% here. Now if you're doing a Guts build, you're bringing the 3 Guts cards with a chance to try and really get multiple rainbows on it to cover both speed, power, as well as Guts. Now the nice thing is this does have speed bonus to it, which is a very important one for the Guts build to try and help still cap that speed when you're only going to be taking 1 speed card with the Guts build. Has the 10% race bonus you're looking for, Trackblazer. So this one is basically and it also has 10% training effectiveness. This one is a very strong, but Trackblazer specific Guts cards that are going to be dropping. Now, when we look at the skills, we're going to just go look at the gold one here first. It's a newer one here. Now, this one is a gold skill called Full of Vigor. There's a white version of it called Pumped. And this is a mile specific skill. And there's only going to be 1 mile CM during Trackblazer, which of course is going to happen right after this card. Well, not too long after this card drops, which is going to be not the next one, but the one after. And kind of look at everything else, it is really tied to your late surgers / miles as well. With you got Homestretch Haste 2, which is going to be strong with what this is going to pair with. As Outer Swell, Mile Straightaways, Position Pilfer. But looking at the gold skill, Full of Vigor, what is good about this card, and you've probably heard me talk about this with King Halo, is King Halo's got a new acceleration for your end closers and late surgers that will be able to consistently activate acceleration for them on the straightaway, which will be really good in Tokyo 1600. But you have to not touch 5th place or higher, so you have to stay behind that. And so this card as another one, just like what we see with Rising Dragon, but this one's for Miles specifically, when positioned towards the back on the final corner, increased velocity. Key thing is final corner on that Tokyo 1600, or when we come to the sprint that also starts in a straightaway, the final corner is in the second half of the race. So this is going to be a very good velocity skill that for King Halo's alt will not accelerate you or will not push you too far forward too early, but instead on when you start approaching the late race. So this is going to be a very, very good card, and I plan to do kind of a potential theory crafted build that I have for Cheerleader King Halo using this, or anyone else that you use her inherit on, because one of the things that your late surgers have is not a consistent acceleration, but King Halos can be, as long as you don't make them too strong too early. And this is one of those skills that can do that. Other than that, this card pretty much is going to die right after this, because the unique is useless after Trackblazer, and you're going to have a lot better options when it comes to Guts cards that come out in future scenarios where Guts cards are useful. Now, taking a look at the next one, and this is another interesting one, and this is the one where I'm going to say that King Halo build that I'm about to theory craft is going to be a very whale / Leviathan build, because this is another card you would probably want to use in that build. It is a speed card here. The more maximum energy you have, the higher training effectiveness you'll gain. Another really Trackblazer specific one. There's all those maximum energy items that you can get. So this card would make you actually kind of change how you buy stuff in the shop. You have those 8+ maximum energies, as well as the energies that give a little bit of energy and then a little bit of maximum energy that she specifically can take advantage of there. Has 30% friendship bonus, pretty decent. Initial friendship gauge of 30, which is good. Decent special priority for a speed card. Only 5% race bonus. But then it has some skill point bonus, speed bonus, and initial power. When you kind of look at the stuff here, nothing really all that crazy. Firm conditions, pace chaser, lace surger savvy, prepared to pass, slick surge, bringing gear head on, kind of all over the place. But realistically, for me, if you were to pull for this card, it would very specifically be for the gold here, which is going to be another new one coming out here, which is Dauntless. This is a win positioned in the mid pack during the second half of the race. Like I already mentioned, that King Halo alt, second half of the race is when you want to start pushing up. Increase velocity and very slightly increase acceleration. So another skill that can give you not only another velocity skill to push you up, but a gamble of potential acceleration for that late race. And this is why I'm saying this is good. This banner itself, when we kind of look at it, is a very Leviathan type banner. Because it's got two skills that you're going to want if you're building that late surger or end closer for the Tokyo 1600, which will be the mile coming up. Not only will you have your guts card with very strong guts cards, you, for example, will have bamboo memory. You can use like grass wonder for furious feet. You have nice nature for on your left, and all kinds of cards to really ramp up that skill. But there's so many other things coming out in the future, and it'd be a lot of carrots to try and MLB both of these, or get these at least into a usable state. And so this banner overall, to me, is going to be an easy skip unless you're a Leviathan. Now, I do plan to, and it's kind of a new series I kind of might want to try and do some theory crafted builds for different Umas that you may not have thought about. King Halo's been one that I've really been interested in just because I see a lot of very strong potential with her. But that will be for a separate video, but for kind of taking a look at everything else around it that you may rather use your carrots on here. I mean, of course, one of the things that you may be wanting to use that King Halo ult on that requires you to be in the back is an end closer outside of a late surger. And for end closers, you have right after it, we have the Mr. CB Wit card dropping. I would pull on this one way before I would pull on these ones. Plus, I mean, how many pulls you're going to have to do on these to even get these usable? You're looking at like 600 because there's two SSRs you're trying to MLB there. So you have that one. I mean, other cards I'm going to tell you to skip in the future as well, like Taiki Shuttle I'd pull on before it. You, of course, have the Baduzensky banner. You will eventually have Agnes Tachyon Light Hello, which is definitely, I would throw 600 pulls on this one before that one. To try and ML both of these, as well as many others. There's just so many other big cards coming out that'll have more long-term value versus these two, which are only going to be good specifically for that mile, and then they will die like immediately after Track Blazer. Seeking the Pearl has a little bit more potential in the mediums, but outside of that, still going to die after Track Blazer because that unique is just not going to be as good. But that's pretty much it for now. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.